Hello everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to the As Always podcast, first episode of 2021. This is episode 139. I'm one of your hosts, James, and I'm joined, as always, by Tyler.
As always, how's it going, my friend?
Yeah, good. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Don't mind the delay, James. Don't react.
Sorry, it was really noticeable that time.
Yeah. I know, I realised that. I did do a bit of a drum roll before, though, as well. So there'll be a bit of, maybe I'm delaying myself on purpose. So that's a possibility. Maybe. But anyway, yeah, we're back. 2021. Ooh. Should have been back a couple of days ago. We weren't because you got sick. That's okay. James gets COVID part 2. 2021 edition. Oh, and man. Let's go.
And let's go.
I'm in the new studio right now, so it looks like I'm in like some sort of old porn studio site right now. I realize that there's some lights and mics behind me, a fucking MIDI keyboard as well on top of like a duffel bag. Like, it looks like drugs and porn are dealt in this space. That's good. I promise you that's not the case 99% of the time. We're just cleaning up the place. So I've got my stuff set up here. The background's going to look mint eventually. We got new blackout curtains here, you can see. But I'm getting rid of the mattress and shit in the background. We'll get a green screen up in here. I've got to put disc plates on the white brick wall behind me. It'll look nice. I swear to God, it's going to look beautiful when we get the studio going. I haven't actually moved into this house yet. So they've got the main house out there. And I'm right now, I've ripped up the carpet, painting the room. I've just filled it. I'm a fucking handyman, by the way, now, James. I'm not sure if you know that. I'm a handyman. Bought a drill. A lot's happened over this break. A lot's happened. I'm a fucking handyman. Wow. That's the first thing I'll say. I bought a drill. I've been living with my girl for the last few weeks. And when we got there, it's a bit of an older place that she's moved into. Mm-hmm. And the main kitchen looks out at the main street. Didn't have blinds or curtains or anything. And she was stressing about it. She's like, it's just private. And at night, you can see right in. So the day we moved in, I promised her, I'm like, don't worry, it's all going to be good, babe. I'll install curtains. I fucking installed curtains, bro. I had no idea.
That's mental.
I had no idea what I was doing. Dude, I've had to man the fuck up. I had no idea what I was doing. I figured it out. Went to Bunnings. I was talking to them I need your help. I've got to impress my girlfriend. I need to install curtains. So I did that. And she was so happy with it.
That's
so
amazing.
I was relieved.
Good.
Went and bought a curtain rod, bought a drill, did all that shit. She's like, you didn't buy a drill just for me, did you? Nah, I needed a drill anyway.
Always have a drill.
And
You're a man.
I actually did because I'm a man and need a drill. And I've used it so much since I bought it. Who would have thought I've needed a drill this much? But I'm moving into, if those of you know, David Jerome, who I film his music videos and covers on his channel. This is where we film it, this studio right here. I'm moving into his family home that his mother owns. They've got a spare room for me and a spare room for Harlan that we're renting. And I've ripped up the carpet. It was very old walls and a lot of holes and damage. So I've plastered them all up, repainted it, getting aircon installed in the studio this coming Wednesday, as in tomorrow at the time we're recording this. And all I'm saying, James, is I'm a fucking handyman. I might quit this gig and start a handyman business, is what I'm saying to you.
I think you should do it.
So that's what's happened over the break. I've evolved from a gamer into a handyman, and I don't know what that means. But I feel accomplished. I feel good about myself.
That's good.
And ultimately, what I've realized is it's pretty fucking easy to do shit that looks hard. You just sort of be like, I think that's how it should work. Or you just ask someone, you're like, is that to fill holes? And they're like, yeah, that's the thing that fills holes. You're like, cool. And then you just literally fill the hole with it. And you're like, oh, that's fucking easy. No. Let it dry through. Oh, cool. It's like following a recipe, but way easier and less ingredients. And yeah, so that's what's been going on. I move. Aircon gets installed in my room, the studio tomorrow. Thursday, new carpets, and I finish painting tomorrow as well. And then Friday, removalists come, get all my stuff from storage, move it all in here, and hopefully by the weekend I moved in, ready for a big weekend that you and I have together. That you and I have together. It's kind of it's going to be a very intimate weekend.
Yeah, well, you know.
But yeah, we've got a busy weekend that people will find out about February 1st. We'll talk about that later.
Big bits and bobs.
And of course, 2021 the As Always podcast, brought to you by the great people over at patreon.com/AsAlways. So if you like me listening to here and you want to hear more, head over to patreon.com/AsAlways. And for just $1 a month, you get exclusive access to the Clubhouse podcast, the best podcast on the internet, in which this Sunday, that's right, not Monday, Sunday, January 31st, the 100th episode of the Clubhouse podcast comes out with, of course, James and myself hosting, and special guest Jared, the star of Come House 1 and 2. So be sure to tune in for just $1. You get that plus 99 other episodes.
Wow, that's
free to stream.
Crazy. You're telling me if I pledge $1, I get 100
$1.
episodes of a podcast immediately.
That's what I'm saying. Immediately.
That's insane. Wow.
Plus other cool exclusives that are on there and early access to future video projects and things of that nature. So I recommend going and checking that out if you haven't already. And to thank our Patreon producers for making this show happen, we have Damian, Real Cinema, King Richard III, Viridian, Colton the Creep Pie King, Jesper Olsen, Olberik, Avry Dobbs, Cat94, Flashparadox, Does the Name, William Miles, Ring a Bell, Cassandra Fingers Me with her thick, strong arms, Raj, and Ballsack47. Thank you, Sweet Finch Lads, for helping power this podcast. James, what the fuck's been going on, man? It's been a month since we've sat down and recorded a podcast. Actually, over a month. Well over a month. This might be the longest break we've ever taken.
Yeah, I think so. I think, to be honest, I think the only reason it's the longest break might be because we delayed this podcast a bit. Because I think last year it was about the same time. Although it's felt fucking longer this time. There's been a lot going on, a lot we're doing.
I think we stopped earlier as well in December.
Maybe.
So like mid-December.
Yeah. That makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a bit. It feels good to be back. Never thought I would enjoy doing a podcast again, so that's crazy. But it's short-lived.
Feels so good.
Next week I'll want to kill myself, but that's okay.
Yeah, dude. I've got, I think, hang on, how many podcasts do I need to record? I've got a lot of things I'm looking for. I've got this Friday one, Saturday one, Sunday one, and then Tuesday I've got another one. So there's a lot of podcasts in my life at the moment, and a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things happening. Some would say, but I fucking love podcasts, and I quit my job so I could do more of them. Here we are.
Few podcasts.
So it's what it is what it is right now.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm just so excited to be back. What's the break been like for you? How's your Christmas? How's your New Year's? Tell me about it.
Yeah, good. Everything was good. It was good. I didn't obviously have much time off. I said this already on the thing we did. What was it? I don't remember. Yeah. I feel like I've said this before though.
The launch, our launch video.
The launch. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did do a lot. Did do a lot. I was working a lot. Advent calendar, then preparations for things and bits and pieces. But it's been chill. I've been streaming a bit. It's been good. So it's good to be back with podcasts. It feels like once we're back with podcasts, everything's back to normal. Back in the full swing of doing things. So I'm glad that that's back because it feels normal. Life feels normal again, which is good. I feel it's weird because I think that I, for a long time before we had the 4 pillars and as always, obviously, all of us individually were just, making our videos and stuff. But it feels like a huge part. I mean, it is a huge part of what I do now and what both of us do now is these podcasts. So when they go away, it feels like there's something missing. It feels like there's a core part of what I do that's just not here anymore, and it's fucking weird. So it's good to be back doing these. I have missed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, I totally get it. So have I. It's the main thing I do. I feel like I'll be back. I was almost waiting to get back to videos. For when we were back doing podcasts. It's sort of lined up in a way because I haven't actually had a place to work, or this is the first time I booted up my PC in a month.
Wow.
I have not played a game or turned on a console in 2021. Hasn't happened.
That's not very gamer of you.
I'm not I told you I'm a handyman.
Oh yeah, so that's true. You're turning on a drill instead.
Yeah, I'm turning on drills. I got new power tools, ladies and gentlemen.
That's understandable.
Yeah, dude, it's weird, because I haven't had a home.
Someone clip that.
I haven't had a home.
Sorry, that's great out of context.
No, but
yeah.
So the old place I lived, I lived with my brother and I lived with Jared, and we were there for almost 2 years. And Jared now lives with his partner in a city. In an apartment complex, and I was always going to move in with my brother again and then David, and we're looking for places. But because of COVID, everyone's fucking moving to Brisbane. Specifically, everyone's moving to Australia, but also moving to Brisbane. Because Brisbane's pretty much been, it's the most major city, the three most major cities in Australia, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. Melbourne, Sydney have been COVID-ridden out of the two cities. They've been the most COVID-heavy place in the whole country, which is not very COVID-heavy. But Melbourne had months of lockdowns, whereas the rest of the country didn't. Brisbane, pretty much nothing. We've like literally got like concerts, live sporting events with full crowds. Like we've been COVID free.
Yeah.
So everyone now that lockdowns have ended and borders are open are moving here. So trying to like rent a house now when you're like, even though we are mature professional, mid-20s guys, we're competing with families with big paying jobs for these rental applications. And every place you went to, there's like 40 groups of people there looking at the place. We're like, what the fuck is going on? We couldn't find a place to live. So, like, we got to the end of our lease and we just had to leave. And I'll tell the story in a bit of, like, the fucking day that went down when I actually had to move. But, like, move my shit into storage at my, like, parents' garage. And then I'm like, I'm not fucking live with my parents again. And my, like, girlfriend's like, obviously, I was at her place most of the time anyway. So it just made sense. I was like, I'll just live with you. And she literally moved the same week to her new place as well. So it sort of worked out well. It sort of felt like we both moved in together at the same time, if that makes sense. Then so thank God I had that, because that's been super easy and it's felt like I've actually had a place to live in a home. But then I don't have my PC or anything set up to work in. So made me really anxious. Yeah. So having this all set up, having the studio here, I feel really good. One, being back at the podcast, but actually knowing, oh my God, my PC's up here. It's my normal setup. This feels normal again. Yeah. That's what I'm really happy about. So I'm looking forward to now getting back to making videos, because I've written my like Valhalla review script and I've written scripts for other videos and things, but I actually haven't been able to make anything. I haven't been able to record anything. I haven't been able to edit anything, because this is the first time I've turned on my PC in a month. So I'm just excited to be back. Videos will be popping out, at least a video a week, plus so much other content that we're working on. So it's going to be a massive 2021.
Spicy. I don't know why I said that.
It's going to be massive 2021. That's a bit weird, bro. A bit weird. But in the break, what games have you been playing? Since I've been playing literally nothing.
God. I don't even know. Well, I played Demon Souls. That was really fun. It was grueling, but very fun in the end. And currently, I played through Hitman and stuff. I did a bunch of streams, but mainly one of the big main ones I'm playing through now is Persona 5. And it's fucking brilliant. People have been telling me for ages it's a great game, and I've been meaning to eventually play it at some point. But I finally got around to streaming it, and it's been a fucking blast. It's been great. It's one of those games that's made me realise why I like playing games, because it's so unique and it does its own thing, and it's just fun. It's actually fun to play. Like, it's not a job. It feels fun. And I'm not used to that sometimes. So, yeah, that's been good. It's been nice gaming, I think, for the beginning of this year.
Nice gaming. Some relaxing gaming. That's good. I'm really looking forward to... I think when I look at like my time to just sink into games, I'm just going to have to stream games I'm playing now. I think I can't just do what I used to do, where I can play games in private. You know what I mean? Like, it's just been so hard to find the time to play games when I want to be making videos with that open space. And I used to think, if I'm streaming, I can't enjoy my first playthrough, but the Gamers Against Cancer stream with Final Fantasy VII really showed me that I loved that stream. And I thoroughly enjoyed the game still so much, being on the stream playing it for the first time. And actually, if anything, it almost enhanced it in some ways.
It's a really good stream game, I think, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was really fun streaming that. Yeah, so I think I don't think I'm going to do what I was doing last year or planned last year. It was like, oh no, I've got to stream Horizon, then the Fable trilogy. It's got to fit in with the videos I'm making. I think my streams are just going to be what I'm playing. Yeah. So I think the first thing I want to do is get back and finish Final Fantasy VII Remake. Fuck yeah.
And start streaming that in the next week or the week after, and get back into that, finish that off, and then go into Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, probably do that in one day, sit down and stream that whole thing, and then go to Spider-Man, and then just kind of play whatever I want to play from there, whether that's... I really want to replay Brotherhood. That's been a while since I've replayed that. or just sort of other games. Fable Trilogy I'd like to play this year, but I'm not gonna force anything. I'm just gonna play what's new and just stream that stuff.
Yeah,
that'll be, that way I feel like I'm not wasting my time playing games, because honestly Valhalla ruined
me
playing games in my free time.
Yeah.
Valhalla really ruined me playing games in my free time, because like I quit my fucking job to go full-time YouTube, and honestly it was to go full-time playing Valhalla because that's how long the game is. Like all my time was just playing the game to record, and then I'd edit what I just played and make highlights of my reactions, and like I loved those videos, but like I'm like, oh, I've got to work today, and then I'm just playing Valhalla. Like it didn't feel productive. It wasn't good for me mentally. I actually fucking hated it, and I also fucking hated the game, so it also didn't help that either.
As well, like playing through Persona 5. Persona 5 is a game that is the same length as Valhalla, if not longer. But the contrast in the way they justify the length is just like night and day. Like there's playing Valhalla, like I enjoyed a lot of it. Don't get me wrong. People have suddenly decided that suddenly James hates the game. Like I don't hate the game. But there were like one of my
spoiler cast.
one of my big criticisms of Valhalla from the very start was that the game is just too long, and like I've spoken with Darby, and like he's explaining it to me. I'm like, I totally get it. I get you trying to do a Viking saga. I get it. They're long. They're not like, I get it, but I don't like it. It's too long.
Yeah.
And there's so much about the game I do like, but the length is not one of them, and there are so many arcs that you didn't need to make mandatory, and it wouldn't have affected what I was playing. So please don't do that ever again. It's too long. Whereas you've got something like Persona 5, where everything is character-based, and everything you do pushes forward one central narrative with these characters, no matter which arc of the game you're playing, because it's like split up into, you'll be playing this arc. Once you finish it, you move on to this other arc, and those arcs, are separate, but they all push forward one central, like, theme and story and these characters, and everything feels meaningful. Whereas in Valhalla you have it's just conflicting. It's like you had like 7 people that want to do different things, and they were like, let's just do it all in one game though, and then it's just everywhere. But there's so much more to say on that topic. I have so much more to say in my video.
I'm looking forward to when we do like the spoiler cast eventually. Who knows when that'll be? And
who knows, man? I don't know. Sorry.
And I finished my script and I reread it last night. After this podcast, I'm going to sit down and just record the audio and hopefully edit it tomorrow and get it out this week. I just want to get it out. It was going to be like a review, but then I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and fucking break down the gameplay. And I'm like, James will do that. That's like, the title of the video is like, this will be the last Assassin's Creed I ever play.
Ooh,
and it's just me explaining why that is. It's just me explaining why that is. That's like, the video is that. Like, it's like, good. And it's me going back. I'm like, I talk about, it's like, it's not just Valhalla. Like, I talk about the franchise and like how we got here, and then what Valhalla did to like fucking put the nail in the coffin. Because I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't do it anymore. And I actually feel great about it. Like, I feel genuinely relieved. It's not like before. It's like Odyssey where I'm mad. Like, I'm not mad. I will sound mad in the video because I'm gonna, of course, views and money, and I also want to upset people. I also do want to upset people.
It's understandable.
But I feel free now, because I'm like, I will just not play it again. I'm gonna play Assassin's Creed 1 to Revelations, and that's it. Everything else can suck me off. Like, that's as far as I'm concerned. Every other game after that. Even some of the ones I like, they can honestly, I'm done. I just feel free now. It's over. I'm just gonna play
AC1, to be honest. AC1's my favorite Assassin's Creed game now for some reason. I don't know why that happened.
AC1 it's just, the setting is so perfect, man, and it's so historically grounded.
Mission structure is also great. I love every assassination.
The mission structure. Assassin's Creed 1 is a masterpiece. Starter game. It really is, in every way.
Good.
Like, in terms
AC1.
of its setup, world building, structure, how to build the franchise off of it. It's near perfect in that way. But of course, and they did that for quite some years. But of course, it fell off and has done nothing but fall off ever since. So here we are.
What a shame. What a shame.
Who cares? It doesn't matter though, does it? Because we've got those good games, and for so long I've cared, and I just don't anymore. I've got the old games. I'll just play those. And I love history, and I'll make the history videos, and I'm good. In fact, I'm gonna make some history videos on the newer games. But honestly, by the end of the year, I'm only gonna be doing history videos on like the first 4 games I care about. Everything else can fuck off.
That's good. I want that. But yeah, I mean, just to clarify again for people, because they don't seem to understand that positive and negative opinions can exist side by side.
James hates Valhalla too.
I don't hate Valhalla. For fuck's sake. Well, look, the thing is, I love and I hate the game. Like, I completely understand all the criticisms, but I completely understand why everyone loves it. And I simultaneously love so much and hate so much about the game. And there's also a lot in the middle as well. Like, it's such a big game that there's so much room for all of that stuff. And as well, some of the things that I love, I also hate at the same time. Like, it's so difficult to explain. That's why I'm going to make this video, and it's going to be big and long. And I'm only on East Anglia on this replay, and I want to fucking die. But I'm eventually going to get there, and the video will be made, and it'll be beautiful, and everyone's going to love it, I hope. But, I mean, there's a lot to be fucking said.
Yeah, I'm sure, and I look forward to putting out my video and then doing the spoiler cast and getting this all off my chest. And then that'll be it for me. Like, I'm not going to play the expansions. I'm not going to play the DLCs. I'm done.
You're not going to play the Wrath of the Druids, Tyler. What the fuck?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
You don't want to go to Ireland and fight the mythical Druids.
The Paris one and become an assassin. And I'm like, how about fuck off? Like, how about absolutely fuck off? Like, I've
seen people say to you, like, but what if they become assassin in the Paris one, Tyler? And it's like, I don't think they understand your initial problem with the game, and that wouldn't fix it, and would probably make you more mad that they put that in an expansion.
Yeah, it actually would make me
mad,
and that's why I'd rather not even look.
Yeah,
it would actually make me furious.
Yeah, but you'd still have an epic fire sword that you'd be hitting people with, so it wouldn't really change much.
That's true. That's a great point, man.
The gameplay foundations would remain the same.
Yeah, there's genuinely so much I hate. There's so much.
I understand.
And the longer I've sat on it, and everyone you don't get the ending. They're like, watch Walsh's video, and I watch. I'm like, cool. I knew everything he said. So it's not that I didn't know it. And of course, the reaction video, like you said, you say shit in the moment that you're like, but as soon as 2 seconds later, you're like, oh wait, you process it, and you're like, oh, I actually meant that.
Yeah.
But people are like, no, you obviously didn't get it.
Yeah.
Did he not even play the mythical arcs? I'm like, I did, and do you know what? I wanted to kill
How is
myself
that about
every
Assassin's
second.
Creed? What?
Did
he not even play the mythical arcs?
Every second. This is I was talking about this in my review. Every second I was in the mythical arc storylines, I wanted my life to be over. I hated them. I hated those arcs so much. And the fact that those arcs mattered so much to the main story is why I fucking hated the whole game anyway.
They also were made by Quebec as well.
They're like, but the mythical arcs, Tyler. They explain the ending. I'm like, yeah, but because I hate the mythical arcs, the ending sucks balls. So much of it. All of it sucks so much.
I understand. I get it.
God.
I get it.
Yeah, there's so much I just don't like about it. And I cannot wait to talk about this because it's just, I feel so justified. I don't care what anyone gets mad at, what anyone says. You're all fucking wrong.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. The game is fucking nonsense. And I'm not here to be nice about it. I have nothing against the developers. You all worked hard. People love it. It's each to their own, whatever. I consider Darby a friend. I fucking love the guy. He should be in charge of all narrative for AC. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be honest about how I feel about this game, and I don't like it. That's at the end of the day. I'm not pulling punches. I'm not going to gloss over things. I'm here to tell you how it is. That's always what you and I have done, James. And when you like something or don't like something, you're always honest about it, and so am I. No matter who made it. It's just the way it is. It's nothing personal. It's just my opinion. And I'm one dude. So you can take me seriously. You can ignore me. I don't care. But I feel so justified in my thoughts.
Well, that's how I felt when I made Odyssey Broke Me. I just felt so like I'd written such a good video that it was just it was like watertight. I was like, this is it. This is good.
Yeah.
So
I don't think my review will be that.
I look forward to trying to. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it'll be good though, and I look forward to doing mine. I don't know when it's gonna come out. People keep saying like, when's it coming? I'm like, I don't know. Before the end of March is when I want to get it out.
Do you have a title?
But
for
ideally, Something? No, I don't. What I wanted to name it was something that, because I was already thinking about it before, like Ethan even put his out, was basically what Ethan named his, was he called his like making the most of a broken mess or something, and I was like, I wanted mine to be something like making the most of something, because that's the way I feel about it, is like the foundations of it are just not there, and it's all over the place, but I feel like it makes the most of everything that it tries to do, and I appreciate that stuff. And so it's like difficult because I have so much negative to say, but so much positive. Like, it's difficult as well because I found when I'm writing out notes, most of my notes are negatives, and I feel like I naturally am able to write negatively more than I'm able to write positively. It's so difficult for me to explain sometimes why I like something, but it's so easy to explain why I don't like something. So I'm trying to focus on those positives a bit more as well. So I don't know. I haven't got a name yet, but I'm gonna keep thinking about it. Maybe something like Grantabridge Shire is so long, please stop it now. Might work, but we'll see. I want to find out who the fucking traitor is. Stop it! Fucking yellow paint on a longship. What is this?
I don't even remember. Like I've forgotten so much. It's and I don't get me twisted. Like, I genuinely think Valhalla's probably the best game they could have made with the position they were in. Actually, it's not quite, but like they didn't put themselves. Certain teams and certain people put the franchise in the position it's in, and this team had to just sort of Rise of Skywalker it. They just tried their best to make what they could out of what was there.
Well, I don't even like Rise of Skywalker anymore, so.
I know, but you don't understand what the analogy I'm trying to make.
I get it, yeah. They tried.
They're trying to make the best out of a bad situation they were put into. My thoughts are that they should have gone a completely different direction. They feel like they had to go this direction. That's what Darby told me. He said, we had to make that the focus. And I'm like, I don't think you did. But if he thinks he does, he obviously knows what's going on in the background. So maybe that's what they had to do. And if that's what they had to do, that's fine. But I'm not playing. I'm not playing your game then. Like, if that's what you have to do, that's fine. I'm not playing it. It's not for me. You didn't make this for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was honeydicked. And at the end of the day, I'd like to point out that I was honeydicked. Because I was.
Yeah, you were. That's true. Yeah, you were.
I was fucking honeydicked in this game.
Yeah. Avor, we're going to teach you the leap of faith, but also stay a Viking as well.
And learn nothing. And also learn
Go and collect these codex pages that you can't read as well.
Yeah. Learn 0 things about the things I care about, and then learn everything about the things that I could give a fuck about in this game. So you're a great character. Oh man,
great character. 10 out of 10.
Oh god, yeah. Anyway, we'll get into that with our spoiler cast, which hopefully is soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Let's get into some other things, James.
Oh, Richard the Lionheart leak for Assassin's Creed. Let's do it, Tyler.
No, we're not talking. No more Assassin's Creed. We're done with that.
No,
we're absolutely done.
Damn
with
it!
That. Yep, done.
I'm so excited to talk about the new AC leaks.
Let's get into our producer topics. So, a big thing we want to do is if you're a producer with AsAlways Entertainment, so $25 a month. These are our big ass producers, the top tier. You get to leave topics for the AsAlways podcast, questions, things you want us to discuss. We got 2 for this episode. This is the first time I've actually done this. So it's going to be a big poignant point to do it. And I only put this up like 2 days ago. But we got, and they're around the same theme. So I'm going to read them both.
Nice.
Because they're both around the MCU. Specifically WandaVision, the first MCU show on Disney Plus, the beginning of Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the first one's from Damian, who said, where do you see the MCU going in the next phase with both TV shows and movies in 2021? And Raj says, brief thoughts on WandaVision so far. Is there anything you don't like about it? So let's start with WandaVision. And then go from there to talk about the rest of Phase 4, or at least the 2021 slate of, like, we've got 10 shows and movies all together. So what's your thoughts on WandaVision so far?
God, I fucking love it. It's so good. It's such like a breath of fresh air. And I mean, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, the MCU is all the same. I don't like it. They need different things. I'm pretty content with all the movies being the same, to be honest. I don't mind that much, as long as the characters are unique. But I really have been into this show. It's such a cool way to kick off this new phase. And I think Spider-Man kind of did. But it's so unique, it's so interesting, and I love the way they do it. I think the sitcom setup is genuinely it's genuinely funny. I like both the characters. They're like, it's a good time to watch, but at the same time you've got all these underlying mysteries and trying to like notice all the little secrets and stuff. I love that stuff when you watch something and everything in it is crafted, like handcrafted, so that you notice it. I love that about things, and I've said this before. It's one of the main reasons why I loved Assassin's Creed originally, is because everything in it had a purpose, and that's something I really like about WandaVision. Is like, you know, when they say stuff or reference things or things in the background or the way they use color, like everything is relevant to this overarching story that they're telling, this mystery that's running through the show, and I love that about it, and I can't wait to keep watching more. But yeah, it's been fucking brilliant so far. I'm a big fan. What do you think, Dynamite?
Yeah, I've only watched the first 2 episodes. I'm saving episode 3 for when 4 comes out. So I want to watch like 2. Okay. I'm just going to watch every 2 weeks and just do double episodes. 3 was really good. They're not too long. Yeah, I heard 3 was good, but I heard 4 is going to be really good. So I'm like, I'm just going to watch it back to back and just like really kick it off. I think my first reaction, like maybe the first 5 minutes of the first episode, I was a bit like, oh no, like I know this is going to be good. But will it be good if I don't have all 10 episodes to watch in one go, if that makes sense? Because it's such a slow burn, I'm like, oh, it's just going to be sort of a bit of wank, the first 2 episodes by themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool, we're doing these old sitcoms. That's great concept, breath of fresh air. I completely agree with you. But will it be nothing for weeks on end until the end episodes? Like, that's what I was worried about. And maybe in some ways it was, but probably by the end of the first episode, I was sort of into it. You know what I mean? You're sort of like into the process. You're asking questions. You're curious about what's going on, and it's still entertaining enough with the performances. Like Wanda and Vision, obviously great. And I'm not a big fan of Vision as a character, but like it's the MCU. It's been such a long time. The story's different. It is a breath of fresh air, and the supporting cast is really, really good too. Mm-hmm. Specifically, what's the actress's name that plays the really nosy neighbor?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
She's the best character of the show. She's the best character of the show. I fucking love her. She's amazing, and I just love the way they've done it. It's really, really interesting. So I'm looking, and it feels like a Black Mirror episode, but really slow, but not slow in a bad way either. Like slow in a good way, especially because you are invested in these characters over a long period. So I'm interested. For sure, I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I'm looking forward to watching 3 and 4 in one sitting come this Friday, and then discussing it with you and others in future podcasts, because that's the best part about watching any of this shit, is ultimately talking about it and theorizing and shit. So, yeah, enjoying it. I think I'm sort of just like, my dick is so hard for Falcon the Winter Soldier to come out in 2 months. Yeah. Less than 2 months now. So I just want that as well. Like, once you give me that, I can then really enjoy everything else. But I think I really need that in my life. I don't know about you, especially like that. Those trailers, the Loki trailer, the Falcon Winter Soldier, like, it's just,
it looks good. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the MCU to come back. And it's so odd that people and I keep bringing this up, but people keep saying like, oh, it should have ended at Endgame. But like, the only thing we've had since Endgame is Spider-Man, and now WandaVision's come out. Like, calm the fuck down. Wait for stuff to come out.
So good. It was almost
Spider-Man was fucking great, yeah.
Yeah, Far From Home is an amazing movie. It made $1 billion.
I don't really understand why people are like that, but, you know, hopefully people get back on the MCU, and because I swear to God, you can't talk about the MCU on Twitter these days without people being like, oh, it's really shit now, and it should have ended at Endgame. Like, there's not been anything. What's wrong with you?
Odd. It's so odd. It's shit now. It should have ended at Endgame. Oh, you mean the last movie they did that was the biggest movie of all time? Oh, you mean that movie? That's what should have ended, and it's shit now when nothing has come out since
Nothing's happened yet,
Thank
guys.
You so much.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Based on their track record, there's no reason to think it should be bad now. That doesn't make sense, given that the MCU is good. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to everything, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be so good. It's going to be weird watching it. Like, I think it's going to feel not real to see those characters and be back into that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, well, to see Sam and Bucky, man, like, I'm gonna cry tears of joy when I see my fucking boys back in action again.
It's gonna be so good.
I can't wait. Obviously, just missing Steve, but just to see Sam and Bucky and hopefully Sam become Captain America by the end of the show, and then set up an actual Captain America 4, and Chris Evans can come back as old Cap in it, like, you know, to give that wisdom or some shit, like, you know, things like that. Like, that's what I want to see.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. Speaking of Chris Evans coming back, the rumors that Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America.
I did, yes.
It's like he's been gone. It's like they're talking about it like he's been gone for like 5 years from the role or something.
Yeah.
Like, guys, hasn't been less than 12 months.
Yeah.
Well, wow, more than that. It's almost been 2 years. Holy shit. I thought Endgame was last year.
Yeah, it was mid.
Almost 2 years.
That was like May 2019, wasn't it? Something like that.
Fuck, yeah, I feel like it was last year. Okay. Actually, it's actually been longer than I thought. Fair play to you.
No, last year was Black Widow, Tyler.
Dude, last year, honestly, feels like... I know while it was happening, it was such a disaster and felt like it dragged on, but I forgot it happened. Like, when I think of last year, it feels like it was 2019, genuinely, like...
Yeah,
especially
like,
with movies and shit.
Yeah, 2020 was like 2019 plus. Just a bit more, a bit extra added on.
A bit less, I feel. It's a bit less. Yeah, I feel like it's a bit less. 2019 was really good. 2019 was really good.
It was a solidly nice, good year.
Yeah.
Rank your top 10 years.
Okay. Let me start with 1733.
That's a good year, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good year, man. I don't know what happened in 1733. What happened?
1776.
What happened
cool.
In 1733? Did you just quote my first video at the time? Molasses Act, 1733, in America colonial history, a British law that imposed a tax on molasses, sugar, and rum imported from non-British foreign colonies into the North American colonies.
Yeah, that was a rough year.
1733. It was.
Look at this one. 1733, May 29th. The right of Canadians to keep Indian slaves is upheld at Quebec. Understandable. To be expected of them.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Not having it.
Jesus Christ. Anywho.
Good year. Good year.
Cyberpunk 2077.
That happened, came out, didn't it?
We talked about it at the end of the last podcast last year, like, and it was a disaster. Obviously, the launch buggy.
It was, yeah.
It's taken off the PlayStation Store because they were saying, "Oh, call PlayStation, they'll give you refunds." PlayStation like, sucker dicks, you can't buy your game.
Look, I think now that all this time's passed and it's been a while since Cyberpunk's come out, I think we can all admit the game is pure shit, and anyone that enjoyed the game is lying to themselves. It's not a good game. It's fucking bad. It's maybe one of, if not the most buggy game I've ever played in my life. Up there with Assassin's Creed Unity. It's just fucking dreadful. And they're never going to fix it, because it's not possible to fix a game that's that fundamentally broken at its core. No amount of patch is going to fix it. And that's been proven by the 1.1 patch that came out this month in January. It broke half the fucking game. So it fixed a bunch of minor bugs, but it broke a bunch of major quests, added a bunch more bugs in. They've fucked it. And it's, kind of hilarious. I'm just watching and laughing at this point. I've got my video coming out.
It honestly is the biggest train wreck I've ever seen of any game launch ever. I honestly think this is the worst launch in gaming history. Not just because of what happened. Obviously, maybe there's worse games that release, but of the scope, of the scale of which this was going to be the biggest game of the decade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This was going to be the biggest game of the decade. Everyone was talking about this. This was going to be like fucking virtual reality step 1 into living in a fucking game. This was what this was supposed to be. This is what people were talking about. This was like, people are going to invest forever into this. It was the hype of like a Red Dead Redemption 2 scale. It had the potential to be that big of a game.
Yeah.
And it completely flopped in one of the worst launches of all time. In fact, it's the worst launch post-game of all time. It's taken one of the most respected gaming companies ever and turned them into one of the most laughed at companies of all time. They will never recover from this.
No,
they will never fully recover from this.
No, it's crazy because I've been making this video, And obviously I finished it now, but looking into it and really researching it, because obviously I knew I had a bad experience and I knew the game was fucked, but when you really look into it, like the stuff they were saying about this game that they weren't even close to getting right is insane to me. And the fact that they faked the 2018 demo, or 2019, I forget which one it was, but they faked the demo.
It's like the more they say, it's just like, oh my god.
It's crazy. Like, you've got these developers that were like, I don't know why they made us do it, but we spent months working on a demo instead of working on the actual game. And most of the systems they were working on for the demo weren't even planned to be in the game in the first place. So they were faking shit and making systems that weren't even part of the game. And, you know, the idea of every single NPC is going to have a day and night cycle, and then you play the game and NPCs just walk around endlessly in circles. And it's like they didn't even get close to making that system, but they promised it. And most of the devs were saying, like, they didn't think the game would be out until at the earliest 2022. And when it was announced that it was 2020, they all thought it was a joke. But then it wasn't a joke, and they didn't know what the fuck they were going to do about it. And these people were being fucking worked to the bone to get this game out, and they all knew it wasn't going to happen. Imagine how that affects morale in the office when all of you are working on this thing that you do care about, but everyone, and you know it can't be done, and everyone's telling you, no, you've got to do it in 2 years less than you think it can be done in. It's crazy, and I don't understand how you've got this video that comes out from upper management talking about the challenges faced and the way that they saw it, and it's like, how did this happen by mistake? There's no way this was a mistake. This is insane. There's too big of an issue here, and it's mental how this could have fucking happened. It's really insane the more you look into it, and it definitely is probably the biggest fucking fuck up of a launch in the history of video games. It's a disaster, and CD Projekt Red are never going to come back from this. At least not to what they were before, not to the heights of The Witcher 3. It's just not going to happen. Which is fucked, but that's just how it be, I guess. Sometimes Bethesda used to be respected and stuff. They used to be the big boys, and now everyone thinks they're a load of shit. So I guess the same could happen to CD Projekt Red. We haven't got many studios we can trust left.
Naughty Dog, that's about it. And even some don't think they are. I think Naughty Dog's a big yes.
I mean, they faked their trailer, which I understand why, but a lot of people are not happy that they did that.
But also, their game, as a playable game, could be one of the greatest ever made. The Last of Us Part 2, you know what I mean? Like, their game was a masterpiece. You don't have to agree with the writing direction, but the game,
it's
perfect,
beautifully polished. Game. One of the best playable things I've ever played. Naughty Dog and Rockstar. Rockstar's the big. Rockstar can't, imagine if Rockstar took a hit as big as, CD Projekt Red. That just can't happen. Imagine they announce the new GTA 6 and it comes out and it's just fucked. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. No, you're right. Fuck. Is it fucked? Fuck.
It's a shame. But and I'm a firm believer that this game can't be fixed. A lot of people seem to think that they're going to turn it around and in a year's time they'll patch it and everything. But the game itself is missing so many systems and they cut so much. I just don't think you can patch that in. It's not really possible. You have to. If they want to fix this, they're gonna have to take the game off the market, finish the game, and then re-release it because there's no other way around it. It's just that fucked.
I almost think they should do that. It's that dire of a moment. It'll be the most unprecedented event in the history of video games. But I almost think they need to do it.
I think it would really help them and their reputation. I think if they just went, fuck it, we'll refund everyone and take the game off the market, and then we'll literally re-release a new game, basically. And it's like everyone that, got the game, whatever, or kept the game, can still have the new game or whatever. And it's like they're probably gonna have to take a hit financially, but I think if they want to build up that reputation that is so core to CD Projekt Red, I think there's something they're gonna have to do. Long term, it probably worth it, but then can they afford that? I don't know, because this release clearly shows that they were desperate for money. At least the upper management felt that they were, and they needed to put this game out. So Jesus, it's a mess. It's a mess, but crazy.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, far out. It's insane. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got, we've still got a good year of games to come. Horizon,
Good year of
Forbidden
games.
West.
Oh yeah.
That's a big release. God of War.
God of War. That's
that'll
definitely
be
coming out
delayed
this year.
so that's still going to happen. I look forward to that day.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
but we know I want it to be because I just it can't be ready. It can't be ready.
Surely not.
It can't be ready.
Yeah, that's weird, especially with COVID and everything.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And it doesn't need to come out. It doesn't need to come out this year. It doesn't need to. It's fine. Guys, it's fine. Relax. It doesn't need to come out.
It's all right. Yeah.
Take your time. Take your
it's a good,
time. Please.
Definitely a good year of games. We've got Assassin's Creed Richard the Lionheart coming out, so that's going to be fun.
What is that? What are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean? Have you not heard about it?
No,
I
haven't.
It's the new leak.
I have not. What's the leak?
It's the new leak. So it's rumored, and so I heard this a few months ago, but then a French YouTuber apparently has also been talking about it. So it's like two separate sources. But look. So the rundown for this is next AC game, right, is going to be made potentially. I believe it's rumored to be Ubisoft Sofia. And it's a side game to hold off before. It's like a rogue type game, you know what I mean? One of those games.
Cool.
That's going to be set during when Richard the Lionheart was about. So the guy from AC1. Because he spent a lot of his life in France, so the game's going to be set in France, and that's the game, apparently. You excited?
I mean, I'd rather be dead than play that.
So, you ready to play as Epic Templar Knight? So, in the era when Altair is going about, but you don't play as him or even one of his friends.
No,
Just
or even an assassin. That would be fucking ridiculous.
Not at all. That's insane. You play as a soldier in Richard Lionheart's army, and you can romance all of France. Good fun, good game.
Cool. You're saying that like it's a joke, but also it's what'll happen. And instead of we've got to recruit and make allies in each region, it's we've got to conquer each of these regions in the Crusades, and it's for
it's the Crusade. It's going to be called Assassin's Creed Crusade, and you go on a crusade. It's it's not just any crusade; it's your crusade.
Yeah, it's the crusade. It's your crusade. Yeah. Of course.
And Richard is there, and he's at his camp, and you go back to him. He's like, the wind calls me back to Richard the Lionheart, and you go back, and he tells you which place you need to conquer next, and you go there, and you do 3 hours of menial tasks, and nothing progresses the plot. And then you go back to him again, and that's the whole game. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait to get a frost sword. That's going to be fun.
You can enjoy playing that shit.
It's going to be great.
I'm good.
It's going to be great. They'll mention
Altair
in a letter. Yeah, what?
Is it actually going to come out this year? Is that the plan?
No, I think it's the rumor. I think is 2022, early 2022. I think. I don't know.
Is the deal now that they're letting Montreal do all the main games? They'll just get Sofia to do these in between ones.
Well, apparently, honestly, I don't think this is real. To be honest, if I had to, I genuinely don't think anything that's been leaked is real so far. Because there's also another one about it being set in India, and another one about being set in Europe. I just don't think any of it's real. To be honest, I don't think the real.
I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. They're not going to set a game in India.
Well, I don't think so.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Because they don't think that'll sell.
No, they don't. Yeah. No.
They're like Europeans.
The only part of
white people.
Yeah, the only part of history that exists is Europe.
We're going to set all our games there. Yeah.
And you've got obviously got the rich history of Asia, but we'd rather set a game in colonial America. That makes a lot of sense. Obviously, sells better because everyone's white. So that's good. Ubisoft have got their priorities straight. They know what they're doing. Good job, guys. Keep it up. Do another Assassin's Creed. We need them. There's not enough.
Okay. Cool. I mean,
a few more. Honestly, I could do with 2 or 3 in a year, to be honest.
I mean, making my full-time job playing those games. Why not?
But make sure none of them are about Assassins or Templars, though, because that would be fucking abhorrent. They've got to all be about bullshit. From various time periods. That would do it for me, I think. I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Fucking hell. I can't talk about this shit anymore. I can't talk about bullshit. God. James, last year...
Yes.
One of our... In fact, it might be, in my opinion, the best podcast we've ever done, or at least the most fun podcast we've ever done,
yeah.
was you and me sat here mid-COVID. I had a fucking beard and was about 10 kilos heavier than I am now.
Yeah.
You just had COVID. We're in a deep dark depression of COVID. And we talked about YouTube drama, and it was fucking awesome. It was so much fun. It was the fun we needed in our lives at that time. And we're back again in 2021. I look way better. I've got hair now. I'm not trying to grow back from bald being in the army. And I've lost weight, and I'm not fat. So that's good. But we're here still to talk about more YouTube drama with the same person. His name's Carson.
Isn't it even YouTube drama? Isn't he a Twitch streamer? Isn't it Twitch drama?
I don't know. It's all the same shit to me. I'm fucking old.
Social media online drama.
Yeah, it's last year we talked about his not girlfriend Katarina cheating on him and whatnot, and I said the truth, which was this: she didn't cheat on him because they never had sex. Because look at him, he's fucking ugly, and there's nothing wrong with being ugly. It's just a fucking fact.
Yeah.
There's no way she's with him. She's using him. And then I was like I said, I didn't even know until I watched your highlights. I forgot I even said, and we have a winner.
We have a winner!
We have a winner! And I get off my chair and shit too.
That was incredible.
I fucking pissed myself laughing.
That podcast was so good.
I totally forgot I did that. Your best bits 2020. That was so fucking funny.
Man.
But it's true. I was like, tell me that he made her Twitch career. Tell me that by her pretending to be with him, she got famous. And you're like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's why she used him. That's why. They're never together, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Now, here we are back with nice guy Carson. Turns out he's a groomer and potentially a pedophile.
Okay, let's calm down, because I've got a hot take on this.
Now, I'm just here I don't know anything. And I specifically have avoided looking into it. Because I want you to explain to me what happened.
Well, this is what everyone said. What they love about it is me vaguely explaining the situation that I don't even fully understand to you, who doesn't understand it either. So this is where the fun comes from. Okay, so basically, this is the rundown, right? So Keemstar comes out on Twitter and he tags Carson. And he's
he's a news drama channel. Just explain for people who just don't.
Okay. Keemstar runs Drama Alert, which is a channel on YouTube that covers all social media internet drama. So he puts out a tweet where he tags Carson, and he's like, we got grooming allegations. What do you have to say about it? And so Carson, I think, has been gone. He hasn't even touched the internet since that happened. It's been weeks now. So that's, a thing. The information apparently came from... So Carson used to be... Or I don't know if he still is in the group or the group didn't exist. I don't follow them, so I wouldn't know. But there was this group called Lunch Club, which Carson was a part of. And he had a bunch of other Twitch people or YouTube people or whatever that were also part of this group. They left a few months ago. Or whenever it was. I don't know. A few years ago, maybe. I don't fucking know. Point being, they left the group. They have said the reason they left the group is because Carson told them... when he was 19, that he'd been messaging some of his fans that were 17, and what he'd been saying wasn't appropriate, and that he wanted to tell them to get ahead of it, I guess, just to let them know. And they then left the group or something and went to Keemstar. Anyway, that's apparently what happened. And
what does get ahead of it mean? What do you mean?
Know.
If I admit it, I won't get in trouble.
I just think he wanted to let them know. I guess.
Yeah.
To kind of to just own up and be like, just to tell people close to him, I did this thing and I know it was wrong. I'm not doing it now or whatever. I don't know. I can't speak for him. I can't speak for the situation. I'm making this up. That's essentially what happened. So the story is that he messaged two different girls. When he was 19 and they were 17, and that's essentially the gist of it. I've seen a lot of takes from a bunch of different angles on this topic. And I think, I don't know, I think with this, I'm a bit more in the middle ground, but because there's a lot of people saying, like, oh, who fucking cares? It doesn't fucking matter. And I don't think that's the correct take. There's a lot of people that are jumping on, he's a fucking evil pedophile, and I don't think that's true either. I think that I think it's pretty clear to me that you don't text your fans at all. I think that's like a clear line that you don't cross when you're a content creator or any sort of thing, like when when you're in a position of power like that, or when you're well known,
if
or
you
whatever.
Want to be a friend, like their friend, or do something nice, that's one thing. But like for you to get something from them for you is fucked.
Yeah, and
like
I think
if I've had like people ask me to, like, hey, do you mind sending a video clip for my friend's birthday, or do you want to come on my podcast? Yes, that's me doing something for you to a fan. That's a nice thing you can do. But don't use them to get something for yourself, like fucking a relationship or sexual shit. That's fucking mental.
Yeah,
you don't use your position of power to get stuff. You use your position of power to give back. That's what it should be for. That's what the platform's for. And honestly, the reason I use the word pedophile, and what I mean by slightly is, sure, 19 to 17, maybe it's not a big deal. I mean, in Australia, depending on your state, 16 is legal age for sexual intercourse. Whatever. It depends, each to their own in their country. I don't know what it's like there. I don't know where he's fucking from. America, Canada, somewhere. But what I thought was fucking weird, man, was what I did read was that he was enjoying the fact that she was 17.
I mean, I don't know if that's
like,
true.
In the messages, he's like, I know it's wrong, but that's sort of making me like excited or something like that. Like, those are that's weird as fuck to me. That like part of the reason he was enjoying the sexual messages was that he knows it's wrong.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing.
What I'm like, because we have an issue now. We have an issue.
I think that, see, to me, that is less the age thing and more the fact that he should be messaging a fan. That's the way it comes across to me. I think he was talking about the age, though.
That's what I read.
I don't know if there was the context of that necessarily.
Maybe not.
It was just I don't know. But, I mean, look, a lot of people came out and had these takes before more came out, that when you actually had like the full screenshots and stuff, where a lot of people were like, oh, it doesn't matter, who cares? And a lot of people have used this example, right? And I think this is a weird way to justify, like, because the age thing aside, like, I just don't care. It's 2 years, it really doesn't matter to me. But the position of power thing, and a lot of people have justified it by saying, well, look at like a bunch of famous rock stars, they all sleep with their fans. And to me, that's also fucking weird. I don't know if that's weird to you or weird in general, but to me, that's weird.
Yeah, when you point it out, it's weird, but it's just one of those things that like people have accepted for so long. So like, I mean, they're rock stars. Of course they have sex with their fans. Groupies, of course they do. But then when you look at it in any other profession, it's like, that's fucked up. So you're right. You're 100% right. It is fucked up for a musician to do it. They shouldn't do it.
No. But people find that normal, though, for some reason. And I guess that is
why is
weird,
it just
though.
a cultural thing over the last 50 years that it's been normalized?
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird to me. But, and I think that Carson, I mean, obviously he fucked up, but I think that, because it's a very similar situation to when you look at and I don't mean to, like, obviously there's a lot more nuance here, but when you look at like a Ubisoft type situation with, say, like a Ashraf and what he was doing, obviously that's larger scale and it's a bit different, but it's similar in the sense of you are talking to people in a sexual way that you shouldn't be talking to in that way because of the position that you're in. And I think that, you know, I think when you're 19, I don't know, I think that might, to some people, that might be lost on you. You might not even think about it like that. You might think, you know, I'm just messaging someone that is also a teenager. They're not that much younger than me. You don't think in your head, like, especially like I can't imagine, like, it's only recently have I been able to realize the impact that I have on people. And obviously, like, I'm not texting my fans, but I mean, like, when I say mean shit on like a live stream, when I would just like flippantly say something, like, that actually might affect somebody that watches me, because I think of myself as I'm just a fucking idiot making videos and streaming, right? But other people don't see me like that. They see me like this big guy that's making these videos, and like, okay, and then I think back to when I was like, 15, 16 or whatever, and I was watching YouTubers, someone with like, 20,000 subscribers, to me, they were huge. That was a huge YouTuber. So then you have to get in that mindset. Thanks, and man. I think maybe... What? I
said, thanks, man.
Subscribers.
I thought I used to think that was YouTube. Thanks, man.
I used to think that. Not anymore, though. That's measly. This small numbers. What are we doing?
Thanks, man.
But yeah,
Thank
I think
you so much.
Try harder.
Okay, I will.
I think maybe when you are 19 and when you're just suddenly thrust in this position of having, millions of people watching you fucking just sit in your room playing video games, you don't realize that all these people might look up to you. And that might be me giving someone the benefit of the doubt who doesn't deserve it or hasn't earned it, but I find it difficult not to sometimes. So
yeah, I
don't know. Unless it comes out that there's way more girls and there were way more that were maybe even younger, or he did this way more, like, unless there's more that comes out, there's a lot of nuance here. I think that I'm not ready to call Carson a terrible guy, but also he definitely fucked up, and he needs to fucking say something, because I think it's weird that he hasn't said anything. I mean, I don't know how I would deal with it. Well, I know how I would deal with it. I wouldn't text my fans in the first place. But, it's weird that he hasn't said anything since. At least I don't think he has. I follow him on Twitter, so I'm sure I would say it if he did. And it'd probably be trending all over the place. But,
Yeah, I mean, I think what I've read through the, like, Discord messages or whatever from one of the girls, and I was like, it's fucking weird. Like, it's for sure
weird.
He's
it's definitely
up.
Weird, yeah.
He's fucking weird. And what's weird about it is that, like, he knows it's bad, and he's enjoying that. That's what I thought was fucking weird. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking weirdo. You're a fucking weird cunt. Like, that's so bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, that is strange. It's definitely strange. It's definitely a strange situation. He's definitely done something wrong. Like, it's not, there's no way of, like, proving, like, oh, he's innocent. Like, I just don't think that's going to happen, really, unless he's able to come out and be like, this is all completely fake, and prove it. Because, there's sometimes it happens, but I don't think that's the case here, especially because the fact he's been gone for so long. But there's a lot that's happened recently. I was talking to George about this the other day. There's a lot that's happened recently with a bunch of different people, like Pyrocynical being one of them, where you realize sometimes just how much nuance there is to certain situations. And I'm like, I don't know, like, when you've got a situation like Ubisoft, it's so easy to be able to take a side there. But with something like this, it's just so difficult. I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I don't really know what happened. I don't know what's going on inside someone's head. And I don't think from the messages, although it was weird, and I think he was definitely, like, he knew it was wrong, it doesn't feel to me like he was intentionally being like, because he never said, like, okay, well, because I am a big Twitch streamer, I can give you this if you give me this. Like, there was no... Yeah. There was no conscious abuse
say
of power
that. No one's
there.
ever gonna fucking. No one's gonna fucking.
I know
say
that.
though. You know what I mean? That's fucking weird.
Yeah, for sure. But then you've got things like when you look at like
self-aware.
Yeah, for sure, and I think that's a big issue there. But when you look at someone like Ashraf, he was like telling people about the new Assassin's Creed, or he was doing this. Like, there was that exchange there, and conscious abuse of power. Whereas I think with this, it's a bit less so. It's a bit more grey. But with that being said, the least that I can definitely say is that he's fucked up, for sure. He's made a huge fucking mistake. He shouldn't have done this, and he knows he shouldn't have, and it's an issue. But there's right. I don't know. It's a weird one to me, because sometimes I'll consider it and I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's weird. I don't want to say it. I don't want to get fucking cancelled. But there's, I don't know, it's weird. Like, considering a situation like this, I want to consider all angles, but it's difficult to have that open conversation because people will just, like, shut you down immediately. So, I don't know. There's a lot I've thought about with it, but
I think he's fucking weird. I think he's fucked up. And is he unredeemable? No. But he's got a lot of fucking work to do. So, Hopefully you can come back from this and be a better person and make amends for the wrongdoings, and people can forgive, because eventually, people need to be better at forgiving, I think.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, I think.
He's 19.
It's all well and good.
He's fucking old. His life shouldn't be over from this, but he needs to learn from this and never fucking do it again.
Yeah, it's a big thing with this whole cancel culture thing. Is there's one thing to call people out for doing bad shit, but then I think that there does need to be that, because there needs to be that want for people to get better, because a lot of people just want people to just be like, right, you do this bad thing and now your life is over. Like, unless it's something really, really bad, I feel like people need to acknowledge that people can change and people can improve, and that should be the want for that. But it seems a lot of people just want to destroy other people rather than actually wanting to see a genuine improvement in someone else's actions or the way that they behave.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what matters at the end of the day. Like, people will, come, like, find old clips of me saying really bad shit, or, old jokes I've made. And it's like, I can tell you right now, I'm completely different than I was back then. But you don't care about that. That doesn't matter to you. You just want to talk shit. And you just want to, like, have a go about shit that I've said in the past. And that's just useless. Where are we going to get if everybody's always like that? You need to be able to fucking forgive people and move on and be like, wow, you have actually changed as a person. And that's what's important. Not what you said 5 fucking years ago on a live stream or something dumb. So,
exactly.
Hopefully he comes out and says something soon. Because that'd be good. I'd like to hear what he has to say on it. And I'd like to see him, get better. And hopefully, everyone can figure it out.
Yeah.
That's my message.
That's your 2 cents.
This is a fucking mess. This bottle of ice. I don't know how much you can hear in the microphone, but...
I can hear ice.
Yeah, it's a bottle. So I've got a bottle, and I put it in the freezer, so a lot of it's just a big block of ice sloshing around. It's good, though. Okay. Nice ice-cold beverage,
Tell me, so you've got a dog over this break, right? Like, let's
catch up.
Before we wrap up the pod, we've talked about the main news, but you tell me about Sora the Shiba.
Yeah.
Because I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, yeah, you do, but you...
Tell me...
Yeah, okay.
We'll get into that. Just tell me about what it's been like having your new dog and living with a dog and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's been great. It's weird that that's news now because it's been so long. Has it been so long? About a month, just over a month. That we've had him now. It's been, it's great. It's like a learning process, learning how to look after a dog on your own. But it's not that difficult after, I did my own bits and pieces looking after Harvey and then Oscar and Hudson. So, there's a bit more to it, but once you sort of get used to it, it's fine. It's just really nice having a dog around because, like, after I moved out, like I lived with when I was with my parents, we had Harvey from 2005 to when we lost him in 2019, and then we got Oscar and Hudson soon after that. So I've had dogs around all the time. So when I moved out, it was weird that I didn't have a dog around for so long. So it's been good to have him and everything, and he's got a lot of personality. He's really intelligent, so like he's really good at learning things and everything, so that's great. And yeah, he's doing well. It's really nice. Love him. He's great.
That's exciting. Yeah, he's got an Instagram. He's got an Instagram page.
He does have an Instagram, yeah.
Which is great. That's, I mean,
you're a big
normally
fan,
I
right?
hate that shit. Like, normally just the premise of you doing that pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
But you're an online personality influencer.
I am.
So therefore, the things you do, like your partner, you've brought like some people keep it private. You've either got to keep it private in your life,
mm-hmm.
or bring it all to the forefront, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You can't have Elva be like in a video once in a blue moon and people don't fucking know. She's either private or she's what she is, which is a big part of your, online persona.
Well, she's basically my fucking like business partner in a way now. Like, she's working on Lasers Extra now. I don't do anything for that channel anymore. She edits everything. Yeah. She comes up with the ideas. She's doing a lot more. Yeah. So she's thinking of just for awesome. Everybody that's watching my career. She's thinking about moving into it a little bit more. So stay tuned for some bits and bobs. But there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, as you were saying,
for me, you'll probably like. There's a good chance you never will see my partner or anything in my life. Like, there's a good chance of that because I'm a very private person with that shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, actually,
sure
to be fair,
stories.
nobody knew that you even had a girlfriend. So that was you didn't announce it last podcast. You just mentioned it, and everyone's like, "Wait, Tyler has a girlfriend?" Because obviously you talked about it on Always. Like I just about it on Discord.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I mean, you guys I do. It's not news to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't even think about it.
The people that matter know, you know. So if you want to matter,
I don't tell. Like I'm a private. Like I don't need to tell. Like I'll tell you that I do. I'm not gonna make it. Oh, guys, by the way, you know, like here's some news. Like I do, and I have, you know, for a bit now. So I just, it's not even news. I didn't even think about it. Like I just was talking about it because that's part of my life.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that stuff, but I'm not gonna then like, you know, bring her life into this because she's not at all the sort of person that would. She doesn't play games. She doesn't fucking watch Marvel. Like nothing we talk about today will interest her in any way.
Get her on Twitch.
Like, she watched the Gamers Against Cancer stream she was watching, and she goes to me that night, like, over dinner. She's like, I'm really proud of you. I didn't understand anything you were saying or was going on, but it sounded like you were having fun. And I'm like, you're the sweetest. Like, that's so nice. You have no idea. And she's like, yeah, that's all you want. Like, she's so supportive, but she has no fucking idea what I'm talking about. And that's but it's also good because then I can talk about this shit and then turn off. But that's what I do anyway. So that was always my life. But it's funny. Yeah, I forgot that's even news. But yeah, for you, you've brought your partner into that. So of course, when you have a pet that's going to be a part of like the YouTube videos, like a Lasers Extra, you know, Sora's now a character in this space.
He is.
So okay, Sora has an Instagram. I accept that. Now here's the thing I don't accept.
Yeah.
Writing captions like he's writing the Instagram post. And also, even if he wrote the captions, not good ones. You know what I mean?
Hey,
like
I'm not the one that runs the account. So as much as
okay, but I know you're saying that, James, but don't pretend you don't have a say. If you didn't like it, you would have said something.
Oh no, I like it. I think it's funny. I think it's wholesome. I like it. I'm a fan.
It is. I don't. Okay, it's not that it's not wholesome, and it's not that I don't appreciate that it's wholesome. Because I appreciate that it's wholesome. I'm wholesome now. I'm locked down.
You're wholesome now.
It's not that I don't. It's not that I don't appreciate that this is wholesome. Like, trust me, dude. We're going on this next Clubhouse podcast. You and I are gonna. You know how you get mad at stuff, and I'm sort of like, hey, look, I'm mad at it, but I'll have a laugh with it. I've read the topics for this week's Clubhouse. I'm mad at stuff. I'm mad at stuff
mad.
like
There's
you
one
are
in
mad
particular I'm very angry about.
Dude,
and I don't know if I'm ready for it.
Is it you as well, dude? Because that's one like I literally showed to my girlfriend in bed and she was furious.
Yikes.
She was, you know exactly the one I was talking about. She was, she's like, I had to like, I'm like, maybe I won't show you stuff from now on because she was furious.
Yeah, it made me mad.
I said to the person on Discord, just so you're aware, you're going to get verbally assaulted on Clubhouse. And they're like, I don't even think it's that bad. And I'm like,
you don't think it was that bad? How do you not think it was that bad? It was so bad.
No, I'm fuming. I'm so angry at that. But that's why I'm glad you're pledging on Clubhouse because I'm going to educate you on how to be a better human being because you can't be like this. You can't be like this.
Oh, God.
And that's why people leave advice threads on Clubhouse. And that's why you need to pledge to Clubhouse because if you feel like you don't understand why people are upset with you or you're making bad life choices, we're going to help you. We're going to get mad at you and we're going to be honest with you, but we're going to come from a place of kindness where we're like, look, we can help you. Not do dumb shit like this. So.
Yep. And if you want to be in on this, pledge to AsAlways. You can listen in to all of this. It's great stuff. I promise.
Oh, dude, we're gonna be so much more on the same page with these topics now. Like, oh, dude, I'm gonna get so angry, and so is Jared.
I can't
wait. And I know Jared will be less angry than the two of us. Because he's not quite as dramatic a person because he doesn't make content like we do and we'll sort of go over the top for the sake of it. But he will be like, this is dumb. Obviously, you're an idiot. Like, so I'm looking forward to all this.
It's going to be a really fun episode.
It's gonna be great. It's going to be great. Oh, dude. So I said before I had a story about moving and I want to tell on this podcast because I have other...
Did you finish what you were saying? I swear to God you were saying something and then we segued off.
I was talking about your fucking dog's Instagram And you're saying it's wholesome,
yeah,
and
you were saying that it's you understand that it's wholesome.
I just wanted to say that I understand it's wholesome, and it's not that it's not wholesome, but I just feel like you can do better.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do.
What do you think?
I feel like it's wholesome.
What would you write?
I feel like it'd be wholesome if it was clearly Elva writing it from her perspective. Like some sort of like mother Instagram. That's almost a bit wholesome. It's still lame because it's not a baby, it's a dog, but like it would be cute.
Better.
Whereas this is like, I don't know.
I love it.
My 2 cents. Okay, man.
It's written. It's supposed to be written like thoughts of a dog. Do you follow that account?
I know what it's like, but I feel like Thoughts of a Dog does it better than you're doing.
I love Thoughts of a
Dog
so much. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Look, what do they write?
You're trying to make it the same thing.
Sometimes, when I am bored, I will stare at nothing and try and convince the human that there is a ghost. I love it. It's good.
That's good not content. What your Instagram is. That's what Sora's Instagram
Yeah, it is. Let me read one. Hang on. Hold on. Let's find one.
I'll read the one that made me angry.
Okay. A lot of these are just generally titles.
I
like all of them.
Fuck. The Chris's have one. I was so full of festive cheer that I has to sleep. Fuck you, man. You know what? Fuck you, man.
I wrote that one.
Fuck you. Yeah, of course you did. Fucking idiot. Oh,
good one.
God.
Good one.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't run the account. I didn't write that. Fuck you.
I don't run it. I just contribute very sparingly.
Okay.
That was the only one I did. Oh, and Box Dog. I did that.
All right. Fine. I accept that. I was going to say...
yes.
Before we wrap up, I want to tell you the story of this fucking move I did.
Yeah.
So, stressful week, man. You know, having to organise this move out of this place. We had to get it... our move out day was a Monday. So Monday, we hand the keys back. It's going to all be done. But before you hand the keys back, it's going to be have it professionally cleaned, bond cleaned, carpets cleaned, everything fucking spotless. Like it's a brand new fucking place. It's going to look like for the next 10 minutes. So that's going to be done like Friday. Because no one's cleaning on Saturday, Sunday.
Right. Yeah.
So we've got to have everything out by Friday. We actually get a bond cleaner to come on Saturday. So Friday, everything has to be out of the house. That week, Jared moves. He moves out on like the Monday, Tuesday. I'm up the coast with my partner. We come back. She moves on Wednesday. Wednesday, I spent all day with her, moving from her old place to a new place, setting all that up. Massive day. Thursday, I'm working and packing up my house, moving the fridge fucking down. Disaster. Like, we had 4 of us guys round, moving the fucking fridge downstairs. It barely fit. It was fucked. We get everything down to the garage. I go to sleep Thursday night knowing Friday's going to be fucked. I've rented a van, and that's what I'm going to use to move everything to my parents' garage. So it's like, it's already fucked because, I have to move everything. It's going to take ages. It's going to be multiple trips. And I'm not even moving to a new place I'm excited about living in. I'm just moving it before I have to then move it again. Annoying day. I wake up early. I get to my old house. I'm in the garage. David's there to help me move. It's now 7:30 a.m. News comes out that a cleaner from hotel quarantine has been diagnosed with COVID-19, but the UK strain. So we have 0 cases of COVID in our city and in our state. This is the first now that's not in hotel quarantine, out in the community, and it's the UK strain. She's been out and about for about 5 days, going to restaurants and shops and shit. So they announced lockdown's gonna begin at 6 p.m. that night. 72-hour, can't leave your house, lockdown. Now, people were mad at me like, oh my God, I'm upset about 3-day quarantine. I was not upset about quarantine for 3 days. At all.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. 3 days I can do. In fact, I welcomed it. And then, it's not, and it's just so we can get under control. We know what we're dealing with. Fair enough. I like the decision. But here I am trying to organize a move, clean all this shit by Monday, and the lockdown is Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I now have till 6 p.m. It's now 8 a.m. I have till 6 p.m. I have 10 hours to move everything from my place, get the van, take the van back to the other side of the city where I got it because it was a last minute rental. I had to get it from a place in the other side of the city. And then get home and get prepared for lockdown. Food, masks. We've never had to wear masks in our state. This is the first time it's now a thing. Have to get all that shit by 6 p.m. and be in the house. I'm like, okay. Fuck. But we also don't know, like, you sort of just hear the news, it's lockdown. You don't really know what the specific rules are. Can we be out? Is this a good reason to be out? You don't know, so you're just stressing. We drive to the other side of the city. It's now 9 a.m. or it's like 8:45, which is when I booked to pick up the van.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the place. The guy goes, shit, man. The guy hasn't brought the van back from yesterday. I'm like,
of course.
Fuck. He's like, come back in an hour. I'm like, all right. David and I just walk around for 30 minutes. I come back. He's like, nah, still not here. We've called them. They're not answering. Shit. 9:30 now. We go to Woolworths, so the main grocery store chain. It is a 1 hour wait to just get into the store now because the city is panicking. Like, we have dealt with no COVID. Like, we're panicking. And we're standing out there. We wait an hour just to get in the store. While I'm waiting in line, David goes and gets his coffees. He gets masks. I'm a bit calmer now. We've got because I feel like we're preparing for lockdown now while we're waiting. But this move hasn't progressed at all.
Mm-hmm.
We're still on the other side of the city. Haven't moved a thing. And time's running out, James. Time is running out. And I'm starting to stress. But thankfully, I do live in a country like Australia, and I do live in a state like Queensland and a city like Brisbane where, honestly, people are fucking relaxed. And we got into the Woolworths, and everyone was just sort of in high spirits, chatting to each other. Everyone's like, it's what it is. We've got to wait in the line. We had a laugh with a couple people in the store. It was honestly, I felt a lot, once we're in the store and we got our stuff, I felt a lot better. I was just like, I was going to be locked down with my girl for 3 days. I just got like fucking snacks, alcohol, shit like that. And good to go. Okay, let's go back at this van. We go back to the Bunnings. Van's still not fucking back. It's now 10:30 in the morning. And the guy goes, we've got a ute. So like do you call them utes in the UK?
I don't know
a trailer,
what that is.
A car with a trailer on the back.
Right, okay.
What do you call those? In America, I think they just call them trucks.
Yeah, a truck, I guess.
Yeah, okay. We call the big fucking freight things trucks. Like the little, we just call them utes.
They're also
the
trucks.
Car with the trailer attached. Yeah, no, they're not though. That's fine.
Well, the big ones are lorries.
So
trucks are the small ones.
No, they're trucks. Yeah, no, they're not though. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
The fuck is a ute?
I get a ute. Drive back to the house. Now it's a smaller space of storage. You've got to understand that. So we have all this stuff to move. It's not just my stuff. It's also my brother's stuff because he's working that day, and I just have to move all this shit. We got this fucking mega huge refrigerator. So we had to do multiple trips over half an hour, but we're moving. It felt like a GTA escort mission, like a real life GTA escort mission, because like it was dicey with the amount of stuff we put in, and that like think of a massive fridge vertical on like the back of a truck / ute. Yeah. Like it was high up above, way too big. And we had everything strapped down, and there were things falling out, like almost falling out. And we were like, Jared was in by that point, had arrived, and so had my girlfriend, and we're like 4-car escort. I was in the front, the ute's behind me, and then the 2 cars behind that, and we're going so under the speed limit for like what was already a half an hour drive, but it was like a 45-minute drive. Unloading all the stuff, then getting to drive back. Then it's just me and David again. Then we're going to do another trip to finish off all the stuff. We're going to do a dump run. Like, it was like an episode of 24, and you're just like, clock's ticking, fuck, and we don't have much time. We get back to drop it off at about 5 o'clock. Then drive back to my old place. It's 5:30. Get our last shit sorted. Get the food. Get all the gear we need for quarantine. I get back to the house at 10 to 6. Ooh. We fucking made it for lockdown. And then it turned out it didn't really matter anyway. Like, I could have been out. Like, no, nothing would have happened. Like, it annoyed me, but I was so stressed. Like, yeah, it was something. Because you could still, like, you look at I didn't have time to look at the rules. And there was like, right. I mean, you could go be a visitor at a family member's house, but you can only have 2 people as a guest. So I'm like, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and then in the end, we went back to the old house the next day when the bond clean was happening. The cleaners still were able to come. They just had to wear masks. And we had to wear masks for 2 weeks. No other person other than the husband of the cleaner got the COVID. It's been over 2 weeks since we no longer have to wear masks. Back to 100% normal. No COVID. Doesn't exist anymore. Thank you for only 3 days lockdown we had to do. And then 10 more days of wearing a mask. And that was it.
Wow.
So
sounds like a dream.
Brisbane does it again. We straight onto it from one case. We were in lockdown. And because we were in lockdown from one case, because we were straight onto it, you might think that's ridiculous. Well, look at us now. We have no cases and we're not in lockdown anymore. And it was only 2 weeks of our lives. We all worked together. And it was only 3 days of lockdown. Like, everything was open again. You just had to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's, wow.
Yeah.
So,
that was a disaster move, mate. It was a disaster move. But we made it through. But it's been a stressful couple of weeks, and now I'm moving again this week, but I'm way more organised. I've got a removal list. I'm not fucking moving a thing myself this time. I'm not doing it. Fuck that. I'm paying a professional to do it. I'm not fucking doing it, James. I'm paying a professional, and that's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen. But yeah, it was a good time. That's the update. And hopefully get the studio sorted the next couple of weeks and have the background looking good. And we're into 2021 now, James. We're back to work. We're doing the damn thing. And next Monday, the 1st of February, we have a huge announcement of a massive project James, you and I are working on, and some other people are working on. The only thing we're going to tell you is follow at the number 4 Pillars Network on Twitter and be prepared for the announcement come February 1st, Monday. It's exciting times. I obviously hope you all enjoyed this As Always podcast, our return. It's so good to be back. We've got Clubhouse Sunday the 31st on patreon.com/As Always for $1 a month, episode 100. James, myself hosting with special guest Jared. Mm-hmm. And then February 1st, our huge announcement is coming.
It's going to be so
exciting times.
Yeah. And also,
I can't wait.
For anyone wondering, the Valhalla spoiler cast, when's it going to happen? Oh, I don't know. I can't tell you that. But if you go and follow the number 4 Pillars Network Twitter account, you might find out soon. I can't say any more than that, but
yeah,
you might. So
you might.
You know, even more reason
they
to
may
follow
be
the
linked.
Account. I would.
Absolutely. We're almost at 1,000 followers.
Yeah, I want to hit 1,000 followers. I want to hit 1,000 followers before we announce this. I would love to. That'd be great.
That'd be insane.
Yeah. Let's do it, boys. Smash 1,000 followers over on the account. There's big things. Big fucking things. This is going to be such a crazy launch. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. There's been so much going on. I just want it all to happen so it's done. Because there's so many things. But it's going to be good. Everyone's going to love it, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, James, it's good to be back. Thanks for being here as always. Thank you to our great supporters over on patreon.com/as always for supporting us. We literally wouldn't be here without you making this stuff, doing what we're about to do come February 1st. You're the reason we're here. You're the reason we love doing what we do. Our amazing audience. Thank you for all the support in 2020, our biggest year ever. We're over 330 patrons right now. Our goal 600 by the end of this year. There's no reason we can't get there. I think this is going to be the biggest year on all our channels in the 4 pillars. The biggest year of As Always, same as last year. Will happen again in 2021. Huge things coming. Yep. So to thank our $5 tier and up, you get on the credits of the podcast. Head over to patreon.com/As Always. If you like what you're listening to here and you want to hear more, do that. So to thank our Sweet Ventures lads, we have... Let me just get the list up and shrink it so I can actually read the massively long names because I haven't done that in a while.
How are you ordering this list, by the way? Because when you read the producers off before, it was not the same order I have it in, and I want to read it.
I did it in current tier.
That's what I've got it in. I've got it in fucking current tier.
I don't know, mate. I don't know what to tell you. You're not filtered last month. I'm filtering current because everyone gets charged at the time, right?
I've not got it. No, it's not filtered. It's all. It's just. Yeah. It's everything's default, and then I've just got current tier.
Oh, well, who's first for you?
Avry Dobbs.
Now, mine's not in alphabetical order. No, I've got current tier.
Is it in alphabetical order?
If I do pledge, if I do it in pledge,
mine's not set. Because pledge does it by years. Because some people are paying yearly, so they're like higher numbers.
No, we'll do it by pledge.
I tell you, I've got the status is like filtered to active, and then I've got it filtered to all tiers, but like that's it. I can't change that though, can I?
Active, and then I've got 25, 20, 10, and 5 are the tiers.
Well, I can filter those too, but it's not going to change much, I don't think.
Okay. Anyway, thank you to our sweet.
Oh, it changed it. What the fuck? That makes no sense. All right, yeah, I've got the same list as you now then.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Damian, Real Cinema, King Richard III, Viridian, Colton the Cream Pie King, Jesper Olsen, Olberik, Avry Dobbs, Cat94, Flashparadox, Does the Name William Miles Ring a Bell, Cassandra Fingers Me with her thick, strong arms, Raj, Bullsack47, Seth, Mario 53, Illumistrap, Pick Flame 3 on 3, Adam Sunling, Igabooga, Chinkabooga, Tugamuga, Luga Suga, Vuga, Ruga, Suga Zuga Yuga Duga, Sab2557, Henry, Kimasaba Gamer Cream Pie, Sicarius aka Kieran, Justin, Aragon, Simon Jr., Zerian, Emil Catborg, BQ Overlord the Elder, Fishy the Cree, Josh Duh Vil Yay, Ravdry, Team Anna Travis, Son of a Bitch, OG Dogger, Harrisy aka Bad Assassin aka Ice Wallow Cum, Marcus aka Blackburn, Conadoro's Bully in the Alley, Gene, Joshua Mora, Brian Ford is now really good at Gwent, Joe the Sexy Boy Smith, Josh J. Anderson, Winona Ryder aka Lindsay from Destination Wedding, Furious Coco, Alfie Rodber, Benedict Klobbers, Noah Watts, Sam Wise, The Sassy, Super Whale Ben. We also have Joe, the Founded Scarab, aka Tyler's son, Victor Lyson, Fat Fuck Cuck, Ginkgo Swag, Assassin, Master Bass, TJFL, Luca, Max H, Andy Cure, Poopy D, Scoopy, Scoop, Diddy, Whoop, Whoop, D, Scoop, D, Poop. Chunky Malhar, Hooky, Nick Miller, Radog, Jack DJ 1998, Owen Big Brain Brain, Walshy, Jas Notter, Gwen Hughes, Imagine Dying in Demon Souls though, Evan Brown, Ben Higgins is waiting for David Jerome EP, Christian Rowe, Your Money, I Don't Have Your Money, Philip Stillwagon, Gimme Your Penis, Kyle, Lady Litzamania, Greenie's Weenie, Liam, The Blue Cow, AC Landmarks, Jackery, The Fucking Gamer, Rainy Not Sunny, Louis De Leon, Tristan Obigfell, Big Dick, 666999, Angel of Harlem, Big Lad Ewan, Josh the Second, Christian 0210, Hurlsberg, Bears, Otako World 7, Tyler Corbin, Possessed Jackal, Trajan, Markian, Young, Zeppo, Biggest Fucking Virgin, Thomas James Tolbot, My Dick So Hard It Make the Metal Detector Go Off, Gamer Man, Bodge, Elias Rowe, Order 1908, They Call Me the Greenie Bearer, but Assassin Christmas is long gone, aka Connor, and Franco. Thanks to Vintage Lads for about this podcast. What a long list.
Amazing.
Longer.
Good to be back.
Oh, so good to be back. So good to read the list again. I felt good reading that list. I felt efficient. I felt quick. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching and listening to this podcast, and we will see you this Sunday on Patreon for Clubhouse 100, and next Monday for our special announcement, February 1st. Follow us at number 4 Pillars Network. See ya then, ladies and gentlemen.
Catch you later, boys. Bye-bye.